Welcome to the Armory. I'm Archaic, your host, and with me today is Zaevul. How's it going today, Zaevul?
It's going pretty good, Archaic. How are you?
Ooh, I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I'm feeling really cool today. For those of you can see, I'm wearing my LeKelt Brothers construction t-shirt. Representing my
Yeah.
colors. Yeah,
I wish I had
that's
one of those. Just not cool enough.
that's the day-to-day job that keeps the internet on.
Yeah.
So, before we get started, I started working on a new project. If you guys enjoyed the WCG content I did, you will love what is coming. It's still a ways out, so I won't say too much, but more information is coming soon. If you haven't already followed me on Twitter, that is where I will be announcing it in the next couple of weeks. So do that. Do that. So 1 month down, John, this is episode 4.
Yep.
How did your week of practice go?
I felt I played consistently, but I also didn't win as much as last week, which is okay because I was the end game I was definitely uh different than how I ever had played before, which was good because I was
Okay.
playing bad before.
Mm-hmm.
Now, hopefully, better. Although I think it actually only properly worked once, but that's okay. In order to succeed, we
Interesting.
must first fail to learn. And I want to keep working on that end game stuff, and just being working that to that direction, so I don't get to the end game and then suddenly I, you know, build up a whole bunch of minerals and Vespian and can't spend them because I have a max army and I'm not building stuff fast enough, not using up my resources. So I want to keep working on that.
Good. Yeah, it's definitely not something that just happens in
Yeah,
10
it,
games.
it's not like learning to build SCVs. It's a little more complex.
Yeah, it is. And in some
Quite
ways it's
complex.
simple, but some ways it's
Yes.
complex. So it's good that you want to continue working on it. That's cool. So when we talked before this episode, um, it sort of sounded like you might have not have had a very good week, and I just want to like you just said, you didn't win as much as you did this week, and I just want to emphasize the point that winning and losing is no measurement of progress.
That's right.
If you rate yourself on winning, then a ladder environment is no place to play.
No.
Yeah, the ladder's
Because then
designed.
you should just cheese all the time
Yeah,
and you'll win more, but you're not getting better
yeah,
necessarily. And in fact, I would go so far as to say that you can learn more from failure than you can from success.
yeah, and realize the ladder is designed to make you fail 50% of the time, right?
Yeah,
So you could never, you would never feel like you're improving if you play in a ladder setting. So it just makes no sense. This is practice. We measure our skills through numbers. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the numbers this week.
yeah.
Do you
I don't
have
think I made.
any? Okay, so first, last week we set some goals. Do you remember
Yeah,
those goals?
yeah. It was a minute for supply cap and
Mm-hmm.
1400 for minerals, which I don't think I got either, but I was closer. I think maybe I felt like I was closer.
Okay, well that's actually
Than the
good.
week
That's a
before.
good um, sort of look at yourself. Like you were very accurate in what you just said. So your time supply block last week was a minute 30. You
Yeah,
wanted 1 minute,
yeah.
which is quite a
That's
significant
it's a
step,
big step, but it's a good
but it's the
goal.
step we
It's a
want
good
to be
goal.
making.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your time supply block this week was a minute 20. So it
Yes.
was a step, and
That's a
that's
step.
good.
It's a step. It's an actual step, measurable.
Yes, that's good. Now, average unspent resources is a bit tricky. Your
Yeah.
average unspent resources went up. It's 1967 this week.
Yeah, I think I had some more late games where I just didn't like. I had games where I got to max, and then in trying to spend my money, didn't attack and use like get my army killed and then replace it or anything. So the games went on longer, and so I had all this built up resources and things didn't go to plan.
Yeah, I think that's the big tale here. The big storyline is your average game length went from
Yeah.
21 minutes to 27 minutes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that speaks volumes to that you were practicing your late game mechanics this week.
Yeah. Yeah, that was my goal, was to get to late game. I don't know if for sure, but before max, I really felt like I kept my resource. I was macroing better until that late game where I was trying to figure out what to do. I'm trying to solidify what I was doing rather, because I knew what I was supposed to do. I was just figuring out how to actually do that.
Yeah.
Complex, especially because it gets to be different on different maps. You can't just like different base sizes, so I can't put 10 barracks in every base, right? Some maps I can, some
Yeah.
maps I can't, and so you kind of have to figure it out. And a lot of it was panic looking around. Where can I build things? Oh, there's no room there.
Yeah. And something we're going to be talking about today is you can build too many production buildings.
Yeah, I did that. I built very many, too many production buildings. Like, I need production buildings. All the production buildings.
Yeah, so there's definitely a point that you want to reach.
Yeah.
And once you reach that point, it's okay to, well, not necessarily bank money, but stop spending your money
Prepare
in production buildings.
for spending the money instead of being like, oh, well, I'm still having money, but I'm not using the production buildings. But yeah, I need to have enough production so that when my army dies, I can replace it at a substantial rate. That what am I looking for? The rate according to my income. So I don't
Right.
have more productions buildings, so that I can optimally be producing out of all my buildings, but not more than that.
Yes, it's all about that optimal
Yeah,
amount.
three per base.
As your income increases, so should your production buildings. And we're going to be talking about that today as well in part 2. And so your time supply blocked and your average unspent resources, so for this next week, what we want you to focus on, because you're consistently improving at time supply blocked, the big next step is, what will it take for you to spend your money?
Yeah.
So whatever it takes, John, this week, this is the week you're going to spend your money. Okay? That's all I want you. Like, sure, work on your late game mechanics, sure, work on those other things we keep talking about every week and as we keep progressing in lessons. But this is the week that this average unspent resources has to be shut down hard, right?
Yeah.
Yes, this is the week.
Yes.
This is the week. Week 5. We will be looking at that and we will have big goofy smiles on our face because you will have accomplished this. Because you're getting good at building supply depots. You're continually improving at that. This is the week where average unspent resources. So that's all I want you in your head to be actively thinking about, is spending your money. We're also going to go through a game plan, and I think by doing that, by writing out each step in your game plan, it's going to really help you know where that money is going rather than have to think about it in game. Because one of the big problems we face as players is when our mind is thinking rather than doing, and that can really slow us down as we play. So you're definitely doing a lot of things right. Playing a full game, you're not neglecting things like upgrades. We see you get upgrades every game. We see you continually expanding. Your mechanics are improving. All of these things will help you improve. but these are like the bottom layer. Like
Yeah.
this is what everything else gets built on.
Yeah. It's a
So then,
foundation, but it's no building itself.
yeah. So then what is the next step? Once we've acquired the skills we need to accomplish the basic fundamental parts of the game, what's the next layer? And that's what we're going to be taking a look at this week. Is the next layer is thinking about the game as in a general sense and developing game plans. We're going to start with a very general game plan, and as you move up, we're going to go and split up the matchups and do more specific things. But right now, it's more about developing a general game plan which you can follow in all of your matchups that allows you to do things like get X amount of production buildings, then get your engineering base, then take a third. Those kind of things that just, it's a nice little flow chart where you're just, what's the next step in this game plan? What's the next step? So every time you accomplish that step, never neglecting supply depots, never neglecting SCVs or expanding, but you just have this nice flow in your game and you're always looking for that next step. So that's what we're going to look at today. Rather than doing a replay analysis, I really felt it was important for us to step outside the game and really just talk about how we will be playing this week. So this was Zaevul's status report. Coming next is what I'm calling the Armory curriculum. And obviously this will be featuring Zaevul. So check it out. We will be right back.